Liz, and this is New Release Tuesday. First we have Nevermore, which is the final book in the Maximum Ride series by James Patterson, and basically the final end of the series, and you don't know how it's going to end. Oh no! On August 7th you have Girl of Nightmares, which is by Kendare Blake, and it's the second book in the Anna Dressed in Blood series. And in the first book they go into the depths of hell, and in this book Cass is having these nightmares about Anna and what happened to her and all these other things that he's not sure what to make of it, but he's pretty sure that these nightmares are real things, and so he has to go find out what is happening and what happened to Anna. Fingerprints of You by Kristen-Paige Madonia. This is about a girl named Lemon whose mother is Stella, and her mother is an alcoholic and has a new boyfriend every week, and upon almost about to move, Lemon is pregnant by one of these men. So she goes on a self-discovery kind of trip across country to find out who her father is because she's never met him, and, you know, find some things along the way. Auracle by Gina Rosati, and this is about a girl named Anna who has this ability to send her spirit to the ends of the universe, and basically there's this girl at school who is involved in a car wreck and her soul gets trapped in Anna's body and decides she wants revenge on the person who apparently murdered her, and Anna has to get control of her body back. What? Ripped by Andrea Cremer, which is a Nightshade novel and is the prequel novel to the Nightshade series. Basically werewolves, paranormal, that kind of thing, and that's all I know about that series. I'm really good at research. Courtship and Curses by Marissa Doyle, and this kind of reminds me of the Gemma Doyle series because of the fact that it is a paranormal and a historical fiction at the same time. This girl, basically she is coming out to society and she is having a frivolous life in London, and then all of a sudden her father, who has been working with Napoleon, magic happens and he gets cursed and she has to find out who did it. The Betrayal of the Living by Nick Lake, and this is the third book in the Blood Ninja series, and this is about a ninja named Taro who is on a quest to slay a dragon. Carter's Unfocused One-Track Mind by Brent Crawford, and this is the third book in the Carter Finally Gets It series, and this is about a guy named Carter who has this apparently signature voice, which I take to mean comedy. But his life is very dramatic, and so I think that it might be comedy because of the fact that, you know, it's nice to balance the two out, to have that. Otherwise it's just like too much, because there is, you know, the girl that he is friends with benefits with going to another school, and he has drama with some pregnant girl and somebody else at school, and so it sounds really dramatic, but it sounds like a fun read if you like dramatic kind of storylines. Between You and Me by Marissa, Calin, and this is about a girl named Fire who falls in love with the new drama teacher Maya, and this is told in the screenplay format, and she is talking to her friend, and her friend is helping her discover how she feels and what is going on with her as far as her love for this new drama teacher. Third of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I've actually read this book and it is great. There's a lot of great world building and a lot of great characters that I love so much, and I can't wait till the next book. But it's about a girl named Selena who, ever since her parents' death, she has been kind of raised to be an assassin, and she ends up in this place called Endovier, and she's a slave, and she has one way out, and that is to compete to be the king's champion, and that leads to be the king's assassin, to assassinate people who he tells her to kill. And so, crazy times, but also I like this book, and the Wall Street Journal pointed this out, that, you know, she is a girly girl, but at the same time she can kill you. And so it makes for a very interesting character. Beautiful Lies by Jessica Warman, and this is about a set of twins that you cannot tell apart, but also the fact that they feel each other's physical pains. Like when one gets hurt, the other feels hurt even though she hasn't been given any sort of physical trauma. And one of them disappears and the other one is feeling this physical pain and is like, what happened to my sister? And so it's a very thrilling novel, edge of your seat, that kind of deal. The Boy Recession by Flynn Meaney, and I love this cover. I love that it's more graphic than anything else. I know a lot of covers that I see are either of, you know, girls in pretty dresses and you know, faces of people with models and things like that, or, you know, sometimes it's a little bit different. But this is very like simple, and it very much shows you what the book is about, and I like that a lot. This book is about a girl named Kelly who goes to this school, and all of the boys seem to be flocking away in droves due to moving somewhere else or going to a different school, and she finds herself feels for the only boy left, or one of the only boys left, one of the only attractive boys left, and she kind of has to make her moves before somebody else pounces on him. On August 8th, we have Narc by Crissa-Jean Chappell, and this is about a boy who is a stoner turned narc. His name is Aaron Foster, and he has to help the cops find who the drug dealers are in Miami and get himself invited to these parties so that the cops can kind of come crash the parties, things like that. But he's doing this in order so that he doesn't get put in jail. Of course, he has to go save somebody along the way because he falls in love with this girl, and he was like, I don't want to get her in trouble. And so he has to kind of figure out a way to save her. Really good at this book describing thing. Then we have Burn by Heath Gibson, and this is about a volunteer firefighter named Will Tucker, and he saves this girl Mandy, who apparently is his crush, out of a burning house, and she actually ends up transforming into a beautiful butterfly. Not actually a butterfly, but she has this transformation in which she is left better than before she was burned. And I'm taking this to be a physical thing. The summary was quite vague about it, but he ends up starting more fires because of this, and because people, I guess, ask him to. And so, as you can tell, it's probably crazy. Everybody wants to be a hero. Lastly, we have Innocent Darkness, which is the first book in the Aether Chronicles by Suzanne Lazier. This is about a girl who flies a car and gets in a lot of trouble and ends up at a boarding school, and her life is very boring and gray until she meets this mysterious man who takes her off into this wonderful land of fairies and magic and things that she never knew existed ever. Well, she had a feeling about the fairies, but, you know, she kind of had to keep it a secret other than to her best friend, and that plays a part in the story. Basically, she's brought into this world to be a sacrifice so that the world can keep living, keep going on. For whatever reason, they have to sacrifice a human girl. But you might like a book like that, as well as fairies, and all these other books. And so, for your convenience, I have listed all of them below with their Goodreads links, and so you can go add them to your TBR pile, TBR shelf, and yeah, go to your local bookstore and support them and check out all of the books.